Yeah, it seems like it. And Kristen, I know I've gone into various members of Congress with you and sort of seen firsthand kind of where are people in that learning. And one of the other things that's always interesting is sort of, obviously we have a very partisan Congress. We have had a partisan Congress for a little while now. And one of the big issues, and for me at least, is as a technologist, I look at digital currency as a completely nonpartisan issue, right? Blockchain technology, the internet, these are fundamental breakthroughs, and they shouldn't be partisan. But I still feel like on some of the subject matter, you really have you have themes that are really important to the Democrats. You've got themes that are very important to the Republicans, and you got very different audiences. You have a libertarian part of the Republican Party, and you've got a law and order slash focused on national security area that crosses over into the Democrats as well. You've got the financial inclusion and what are we doing for people who are underbanked, underprivileged, underprivileged. Kristen, how do we cross the political divide here with digital currency issues in DC?
Yeah, no, I think that this should not be a partisan issue, and it isn't necessarily partisan today. But I do think there are different messages that appeal to different parts of Congress. So, I think just to step back for a second and maybe tie together what Perrianne and John were saying, I think there are three ways to get policy change in DC. One of them is through very strong relationships and being there, going to the Hill. And the reality is a lot of relationships are built in political fundraisers. And so, yes, it's important for the community to support its champions and the people who want to be our champions, because that's an important part. I also think, as John was saying before, crypto needs to be more useful to people, because today, you look at your wallet and you have some Bitcoin in there, but my dad does that every day. He gives me updates on the prices, but he's never actually taken the crypto out of his wallet.
We're working on that.
It just sits in there. So I think when something like USDC comes along, or some of these other tokens that help with payments and people start realizing they can move things around, that's great. But the third prong that can lead to policy change is messaging. And, with the Democrats, we have had a lot of success by talking about financial inclusion. We did a great event back during Black History Month, when you could do events in person, that was focusing on the financial inclusion issue, and it was well attended by Democratic members of Congress. But on Republican side, they tend to be more driven by U.S. competitiveness issues with China. The Senate Banking Committee hearing is going to be holding a hearing on China next week to talk about these issues, and also just supporting private sector innovation, supporting startups, supporting capital formation. These are sort of issues that Republicans tend to get more excited about. So I think at the end of the day, that can all get us to the same place where we want to have, sound policies that, make payments easier, that allow crypto projects to get up and running and started, and all of the things that we want to see. But it's definitely a different conversation depending on which regulator or which policymaker we're speaking to.
Yeah, for sure. It's been the last year in particular has been this huge upgrade in the conversation, and again, we've touched on some of the things that have driven that. Libra, China, the pandemic, what's happening there, all this accelerating that.